Hey, pre-notification gang. Thanks to resub Kid Sees Ghosts. And DJ and Hectario. And the Bits Milk and the resub Chloe and Derp. See what's happening in the Northeast? Oh, you talking about the fires? I did see that. That shit is terrifying. Oh, man. Thanks to resub Squessy, Wagyu, Slime, Thick, Eli, Floating, Zine, Cash, and Milk. And the Prime Keldro and Bobovsky. I don't know, Diabetes. Eventually I'll play that game. Yeah, no, I saw all the... Here, I'll pull it up, I guess. But yeah, I saw all the New York photos. That is actually fucking horrifying. Thanks to the resub, J Buzzed, Balls, Steel, Brina, Dusty, Samara, Malenu, Dan, Future, Extreme, Ahmed, and Bomb. Yeah, like, I don't know how you're even supposed to breathe in New York. Like, it looks genuinely horrifying, like something out of an apocalyptic film. Thanks to resub, Gian, MCR, Chu, Yeet, Shaquille, Chief, Phil, Key, Ryan, Kyla, Epinephrine, and Tier 1, Lamington. I know, Vanguard. That's what I was thinking too. We'll talk about that as well. Thanks, resub Zoo and Tier 1, Wiz, and the Prime Gaming. I'd probably do multiple platforms, Fate. I've said for a while now, there's no reason to be exclusive on Twitch. There's no benefit to it. Thanks to the resub, Dung, Games, Aiden, Knight, Larry, Aaron, Dawes, Les, Twisted, and Wine. The bits Phil and Birdie. Maryland also. Yeah, it's like a lot of the Northeast, right? It's not just New York. It's just all of the like scariest pictures I've seen are New York. Hold on, let me pull up a couple. Here's a good one. Like, just look at that. It actually looks like a Roland Emmerich film. There's some Kabami, Dustin, Ja, Squishy, Ash, Ace, Meme, and Dax. And the 5 gift subs, Ollie. Thank you for that. Hey, Godspeed, Fates. Hope it works out well. Day After Tomorrow. Okay, you don't really know Roland Emmerich films. Day After Tomorrow is blue. Everything in Day After Tomorrow is fucking blue. This would be more like... It'd actually be closer to Moonfall. You know what it really looks like? It reminds me of one of the Resident Evil movies. I can't remember which one, but there's a Resident Evil movie where she's driving a motorcycle through a city that looks like this. The, yeah, I don't know, man. It's scary. Wishing the best for anyone in the Northeast right now. Hopefully you've got your hazmat suits on the ready. Thanks for resub Omega, Kerbla, and Kidding. Usually around like 9 remains. Thanks for resub Zombie and Crucial. And Tier 1 Veil. That happens every year in Australia. Fucking true, actually. It's not uncommon in Australia for those fires to get crazy. Isn't it like that in Cali too? Is it this bad? I remember occasionally during California wildfires it looked like something out of Doom, but I don't remember it being this widespread like across the whole Northeast or anything, or to this level. It was usually in like pockets of Cali. Thanks to the resub. Aries, Cammy, Cloaked, Chill, Bin, Walrus, Jay-Z, Poop, and the Bits Girthian Arrow. And the Bits user, True. I did not hear that Girthy. That sounds wild, though. Florida sucks just as bad. Brother, I lived in Florida my whole life. We've never had anything even close to this. Because we don't usually get fires. It's too wet down here. It's the reason we can't have basements. Because the second you start digging, you immediately hit water. It's way too wet for fires to reach around here. So we don't usually have this kind of stuff. You have hurricanes, though? What the fuck does that have to do with anything? I mean, yeah, we get hurricanes, but that has nothing to do with, like, this perpetual orange filter smog that's happening right now. It's not like that's common in Florida. We don't have fucking fire hurricanes, yeah. Yeah, not wrong. True. Thanks to the resub Aaron, Sleepy, Hugo, and McMayo. And the bits Rise and J and Arrow. Not wrong, Jones, yeah. Jesus, Arrow. Christ. Yeah, it seems like everywhere around there, Jay. So yeah, just make sure you maybe stay inside as much as you can so you don't breathe this shit in. Things are so bread and ramen. So bad outside NYC. It's like smoking 6 cigarettes at once, staying in all week. Yeah, it's probably the right call. I don't think you can avoid breathing this shit. Nah, not unless you have like a, not a, The fuck is the mask called? Not a hazmat suit, but just the mask itself. Like from Metro 2033. That has a name, right? It's not a gas mask, right? It has like its own special name. Respirator. Thanks, that's what I'm looking for. Respirator. Yeah. Things are some Dystopia, Farkarth, Mojo, Venomous, Rod, Kiritsugu, and the 10 gift subs Rod again. Thank you, man. Really appreciate that. Hope you're doing well, Rod. And the Prime PRK. It won't last, though. Well, no, of course it won't last. I mean, hopefully it won't. Thanks to the resub Mikey and Moosey. Similar thing happened in 1780 with the fires. Christ, we got the lore historian out here. The same thing happened in 1780, huh? And I'll make sure to keep that in mind. Thanks to the tier 1 win and the resub Kakai, Hornless, and Anguish. The resub Kai. Yeah, we'll talk about the Twitch stuff in just a little bit. Giving everyone a chance to trickle in so that way I don't keep getting asked about everything going on with Twitch. Thanks, resub Nut, Kern, and Zen. And the Prime Solace. And tier 1 Rise and resub Skiki. Was the fire natural or man-made? I believe it's natural, right? I don't think this was like planned arson or anything. I'm pretty sure, unless new information's come out. Lightning strikes. Yeah, it sounds about right then. It was the government. Yeah, it's the long con. Thanks to the resub Nuclear, Magic, and Lawborg. That's on the Apple AR headset. Oh, you mean the, what's it called? The Apple Vision? I mean, it's a novel little piece of tech. It's dreadfully overpriced, but I mean, that's just Apple for you. I mean, it looks cool, I guess. I don't have any strong opinions on it or anything. I like the idea of AR. But at $3,500, that's a complete overcharge. I think it's going to flop. I said that about the iPad too, though. I'm always wrong when it comes to Apple products. I thought the iPad was such a fucking stupid concept. Look how, I actually couldn't have been more wrong. So, I mean, maybe $3,500 is perfectly priced for an Apple product. I don't know. It just seems way too high to me. I've still never bought an iPad. I've never owned an iPad. I've never even considered getting an iPad. And I would never get this either. That doesn't mean it's gonna flop either. Things resub Sam, Darth, Sonic, Star, Fantasy, and Sheen. And Michael Jackson. That would be a big brain marketing ploy, Arrow. True. Yeah, perhaps Carol Baskins had something to do with it. It seems ridiculous compared to an iPad. It seems very niche, and especially at $3,500, I don't see it being like a mainstay in a family household or anything. But again, I just never know when it comes to Apple. Like, conceptually, it's cool, but I wouldn't get one. What does it do? Basically, think of it like VR. Well, it's definitely more like AR, but for the sake of gamers, think of it like VR, but you can do other things besides gaming and like like conferences with it. It's like a full built-in suite of different tools at your disposal. I mean, you can watch porn on VR too, I guess. But yeah, I mean, you can do that on the Apple Vision. True. Thanks, the resub Sylvans, Apocalyptic, Nero, and Gucci. No, Microsoft isn't going to revive the HoloLens or anything. That would be kind of fucking wild if they tried. It's an IRL HUD. Less of an IRL HUD and more of like an IRL face laptop. Exit Tier 1, St. Laurent in the Prime. Chingwei and Resub Cosmic. And the Resub Tyrone. You see the New York Times post about the government hiding UFO evidence from Congress? Oh, you're talking about the thing we were going over the other night on stream briefly with the non-human origin aircraft retrieval. I still haven't fully looked into that yet, so I don't know enough about it. There's a resub producer in the Prime Red and Bear in the resub lessons and Takara. High-ranking official is a whistleblower. Yeah, that's what we were talking about. It's like an actually very credible leak, or really credible source for the leak. Am I gonna play Amnesia? When it comes out, I'll try it. Thanks the Bits Gecko. Where would you go if you left Twitch? I'd probably try YouTube first and foremost, and then go from there. Like, one of the things we really want to do is take the MWL live, and I think that'd be really fun on YouTube. So I'd definitely, we can start transitioning over to talking about Twitch. But yeah, I would definitely want to try out YouTube. Maybe I'd try out Kick as well. Occasionally I'd stream on Twitch still, but the main one I want to try is YouTube, because I think a lot of the live stuff would be fun. on YouTube as opposed to Twitch. YouTube chat though. Yeah, but that's what Truffle would be that's what Truffle would be handy for, is improving the YouTube chat. He did sleepy. Yeah. Yeah, it wouldn't be kicked for a little bit. There is some unhinged shit on there, man. Some shit gets a little fucking wild on there. So YouTube would be the main one, but like I said, I wouldn't be exclusive on like any platform. I think there is no reason for platform exclusivity anymore. There's no reason for it on Twitch. There's no reason for it anywhere, to be honest. Unless you have a contract. Unless you have a contract. If you get a contract, then obviously the exclusivity makes sense. 100%. There's nothing wrong with that either. But like if you're just a streamer, no contract, there's no reason why you'd ever be exclusive on any one platform. It just doesn't make any sense. Is it tier 1? Cock and ball? I don't know, Girthy. That seems like a high price to pay. Thanks, resub, Jonas. Mood is getting banned on Twitch on purpose. As a bold play. He could just not use Twitch. But I mean, maybe it's a fucking hype stream. Because it's not impossible for Twitch to eventually get some sense back. Like maybe Amazon eventually gives a shit and starts fixing Twitch, like giving them actual resources to improve the platform, as opposed to just being completely hands-off and reluctant to open their pocketbook to Twitch. Like, it's not over for Twitch yet. It's just going in the direction that it will continue sinking. Thanks, resub. Ready, JMC, blackout in the prime. Oof. You see Messi going to your beautiful, despicable state? Oh yeah, Miami got Messi. Fuck you guys, true. I did see that. Do you even consider Kick? Do I even consider it, what, like competition for Twitch? Absolutely. For anyone that's just starting streaming, I think you'd be silly not to, like, spread your wings across every platform. That includes Kick. It is inarguable that Kick has the best sub-split for their streamers, period. Fucking 95.5, nothing else comes close, right? It's a no-brainer to at least try it when you're starting a stream. So yeah, I think it's legitimate competition for Twitch. People are choosing to go there on their own, even without contracts. So yeah, it is competition. Easy resub, Sake and Jason. That's true. There's always MySpace, I guess. How do they even afford to do that? I would wager a guess that the way Twitch is able to, or the way Kick is able to do a 95-5 split is they are just investing in the future. So they're just taking all the loss up front in order to try and build an audience. It's the same way most companies start. They put all of the money up front load it to try and gain an audience. That would be my guess. I don't think they're, like, they say they're profitable. I don't know that. That seems very that seems a very, like, hard to believe considering the space. Maybe they are. I don't know. But to me, it just seems like they're investing entirely in getting an audience. And to do that, they need to get streamers. And to do that, offering a 95-5 split gets people excited to stream on there without any contract. That would be my guess. Yeah, plus they're backed by stakes, so they have a ton of money they can throw at it to just take the loss for a while. So that's my guess. That's how I view it. But I'm no expert. Thanks to the resub Nut, Nix, Supersonic, Silent, Sunships, and Water Guy, and Gurgle. That money's advertising for Stake. So I looked into that because I got curious. Stake doesn't advertise through Kick from what I've read. And from going on the platform, I've not seen any Stake advertisements on Kick. It seems like they are trying to separate it fully. But they do have a full gambling category where most people are playing on Stake. But I don't think they actually have Stake ads. At least not from what I've read or not from what I've seen. Like pre-roll ads is what I'm talking about. So I don't think they have any of that. I think they're trying to spin it off into something totally separate. Except for the slots category and all that. That's all Stake. That's everyone playing on Stake. Thanks for resub, DJ. Thanks for resub, Trophy. And the resub, Sanic. Amnesia's out, by the way. Oh, did it come out? Okay, then maybe we'll play it sometime this week. And the resub wrap. Kick's pay cut is only to gather viewers. When it becomes really popular, they'll fall back to 70-30. Hot take, I don't think they'll ever fall back to 70-30. I think they'll be able to run 95-5 forever. No matter what metrics you look at, every streaming platform, their lowest revenue driver is subsplit. Subs do not make up the majority of platforms' revenue. I think Kick will probably always keep a 95-5, or at least something close. I don't think they'll ever actually go back on that because they don't really need to. Twitch does not need to be 50-50. It doesn't. From everything that you read, everything that is publicly available, sub money is the lowest category for these platforms' revenue. It's a 16-point game and the Nuggets are winning. That's sad. God damn it, come on. Please, Heat. Is ads number one? Yes. Ads is number one. Thanks for resub Kinney in the Prime Heavy. The resub Prosciutto. And I've heard of Jacob's Ladder. I haven't watched that movie yet, though. The CEO is talking about the Twitch stuff right now. Really? Dan's on?
Much like YouTube and other platforms, we've always had a prohibition against putting third-party ads into your stream. And that was in the contract, and especially thinking about third-party ad networks. And if I wanted to describe what we're pretty clear we don't think would be good for us in our community, would be to have people working with a third-party ad network burning in 3 minutes of ads into their stream. We don't think that's good for the experience, not good for us. And so, that's something we've always prohibited. But we've never been clear about the separation. And we were updating the TOS in the contracts. And we thought, let's provide some clarity here. And then, to be frank, as we wrote it, it was way too broad. And it was poorly done. and we messed up there.
It wasn't broad, though. You had an entire picture breakdown.
And how people interpreted what was written. As I go back and look at it, I was like, yes, I can fully understand the interpretation. There was a lot of detail, lots of pieces, and it wasn't clear about sponsorships and how important sponsorships are. And that created a great deal of angst in the community, and I really apologize for that because, again, I understand why there was the response like that. And it was easy to interpret that way. So for those, to be clear, we have completely pulled back the branded content policy.
But it's still there with the exact same language. What do you mean?
There. So I just wanted to be clear on that. I wanted to apologize. And like as I think Chaos Productions here is, how do you think this would impact LLCS, Super Smash tourneys, or the Streamer Awards? Exactly. Our intent, and when we wrote it, we weren't thinking that we were trying to prohibit the way those things are funded. That's an important part of content, and that's so. One of the questions that Guard talks isn't something similar still in the TOS. I want to go ahead and answer that.
Oh, perfect.
The TOS has wording that, first of all, in terms of changing the TOS, we just can't change the TOS overnight. And the TOS wording is actually much less expansive than what had previously been in our contract. But I still think that some of that wording can be interpreted. And so we're going to go ahead and add some clarifying languages to make it clear that we are not talking about sponsorships. We're supportive of sponsorships. But that's going to be important to get out. Can't do it overnight. But we'll add some words.
That's crucial then, because if you look at the policy, it is only sponsorships. If you go on their terms, it is literally saying, without any misinterpretation, that you may not, the streamer may not, and then talking about the burned in ads and all of that. It has nothing to do with ad networks like he's trying to clarify here. So it seems like he's on a totally different level than the actual policy that rolled out then. So this is kind of like what Lud was talking about, which I do agree with, that it was supposed to be for like what Stream Elements, I guess, rolls out with at-scale advertising that they can pump in through streamers. That seems to be like what they're targeting here, but that is not at all what the language reads. This is totally fucking different. So if that's not what they want, they've got to completely like actually rewrite that term, that whole section.
Did not know or trust that the money was going to go to a charity. We do not.
This is the CEO of
Twitch. We're very
Twitch.
intentional about that. Think that it all needs to be through our platforms, Tiltify, and there are other platforms that are used that work within the charity ecosystem. And as we built the charity product, it was not
Woody
to
Robotic,
limit
Pegasus,
some of the other third-party
Skix,
platforms.
Nothing,
Very
and
supportive
Monster.
of them. And so we're still, it's still something that is something that can be improved, but we're very conscious about improving it when we think that that will make a difference in terms of the money going to charity, and not with this focus of needing to use our platform, because ultimately it's about streamers and supporting their ability to support charities, and where does it matter if we do it, okay? Let's see, Carter, can you talk about why Twitch is so averse to simulcasting? I feel this is net positive as Twitch has a better user experience. Most streamers will bring more people here. Carter, I think it's a good question. As you know, we changed our policy there to be more permissive in terms.
Why does it keep lagging?
In terms of the non-web streaming platforms. It's something that we always have to keep an eye on. Right now, we included and retained that prohibition, but I think it is a question that we're always keeping an eye on, because part of this is we want.
Why haven't you answered it yet then?
Growing your audience, and many of you are investing in Twitch, and we want to support your ability to invest in Twitch and grow your audience. That's a big part of what we need to do, is help you grow.
That's not what Carter asked.
So
what do you mean?
Change the member creators. I'm going to go.
What? The question was super simple. Like, why are you against simulcasting? And then this wasn't really an answer to that. Talking about wanting them to invest in Twitch. And like how important it is to grow your brand. That doesn't really answer it. There's no reason why, for example, Ninja, who makes $0 from Twitch, is not an affiliate, not a partner, nothing. There's no reason why he shouldn't be able to simulcast on Twitch and everything else like he has been. There's no reason to take that away. Or anyone else that does what Ninja does. There's really no reason for it. It doesn't make too much sense if you ask me. Thanks to the resub, Jakey, Sigmundo, and Hazel. Yes, there is money, but they don't make money off him. He costs money. Oh, I guess maybe. So I guess like to dissuade him from simulcasting, so he'll like maybe choose Twitch to be a partner again or something, I guess, or people that do that.
Look at it, but we're still very focused that our
I guess
value
maybe
proposition, what we want to drive people to,
because
is
he
to
takes
build
up
community
he does cost
in
money
their
to
live
host.
experience, because I think that is our strength. So let me just see. Can you hear that?
No, you can't simulcast anymore, no matter what, unless you're doing like vertical platforms.
So on
mobiles.
Cr1tikal, can you ensure that our affiliates or partner streamers actually stream on a much more regular basis, as opposed to streaming only when they need money? I think one of the things, I'm going to take this as a launching point. I actually think that's what our streamers do. They're about building community. For many of our streamers, this is how they support themselves, and so it is important to them to find a way to fund their life. But I think I can affirmatively say almost everybody, when they start streaming, we often talk about money.
Man, I don't know what is going on with the broadcast here.
They
Jesus.
start because of what you experience when you're in a small community, and the love and feedback you get from the community. And that's why you start. And then for some people, that becomes a career. But I really think that
there's a fly in the background. It's distracting me now.
Talking to a lot of them, and it's very clear to me they are
landed on his chair.
Passionate about their community. It takes a lot of work to stream regularly.
God, there it goes, son of a bitch.
One of the reasons I was streaming tonight is because I feel like I've made a commitment to stream every Wednesday, and unless there's a very solid reason why I can't, then I'm going to do that, and that's what all of our streamers.
Oh my God, there that little bastard is again.
Consistently be here. So
can we ban that fly?
Let's see. Let me go through. I can't get all of them.
I will say one thing that I appreciate that he does. This is something I don't think Emmett ever did, the previous CEO. At least he goes live on Twitch to try and answer questions. So far, I don't think the answers have necessarily been super clear. Except for the previous one. Like, if he really is trying to say that the whole policy with sponsorship was supposed to be for ad networks as opposed to actual streamer sponsors, then they need to totally rewrite that term in the actual TOS. Because that's not how it reads. It literally specifies you, like the streamer, can't do these things.
To alleviate culpability. I think that's a fair question. I think one thing that is clear is, and I think this is one of the things that we're dealing with now, is it's important to build trust with the community. And as we...
that's what I'm saying.
Feature, I think one of the concern is...
we're way off the mark at the moment.
Our motives. And I understand your question there. And, of course, every time we have a misstep like this, it causes people to question us. So the bottom line is we have to earn your trust.
Mm-hmm.
We have to keep focused. And I understand if someone is like, oh, but you're going to try to sneak it out anyway. I will say one thing. A lot of people comment about folks at Twitch. I've been here 3.5 years, about almost 4 years now. And I will say this about so many people, and this is one of the things that's so special about Twitch, is so many of the people that are at Twitch do bleed purple. They're members of the community. They're passionate about Twitch. They're as frustrated by us as people here. And I do think they are extremely dedicated and committed and care deeply about our creators, and that's why they're working there. And I appreciate what they do for that.
Then let them have a voice of the company. I have never had a bad experience with anyone I've ever talked to at Twitch. Like, for example, Pluto's a fucking angel. Pluto is not in charge of these decisions. In fact, only a month ago, Pluto wasn't even sure if he still had a job there because there's no fucking communication from the higher up at Twitch. So when they're like firing people, it's like a guessing game, right? So give the people who actually know the platform and care about it the power to actually make decisions or chime in on these meetings. Because he's right. There are tons of people at Twitch that legitimately care.
Continues to thrive over time.
100%. He's right.
Let me just see.
But they're not the ones that are making these decisions or have a real voice there, it seems.
Thank you for all the questions, by the way. There are a lot in here, and I can't get to all of them. And in fact, I don't want to spend all my time. I want to go back and forth. So this is what I'm going to do.
Thanks to the resub Fitz, Fang, and Chaos.
To jump into
Fishy
another song. And thanks for asking again. All right, I'm gonna jump into another song, and then I'll just kind of go.
Oh, that's a smart play. Do some karaoke, get everyone DMCA'd in case they're tuning in. Galaxy Brain. I appreciate him at least going live to try and answer questions. I wish the answers were a little better. Yeah, so if the policy is supposed to be only against ad networks, you gotta completely fucking rewrite it. I think it's a load of baloney him saying that, like, we're not gonna sneak anything in. I think that is very clearly wrong when you legitimately just snuck in the simulcasting thing. I didn't see any Twitch tweets about simulcasting or talking about like why this simulcasting rule is changing. They just kind of threw that in. I didn't know about it till I watched Ludwig's video, for example. Like, that's not something that they made very clear that was on the way. So it like fucking jump scared Ninja and everyone else who simulcasts. Then of course there's now the new terms that you have to accept, or you go back to affiliate, and if you just let it terminate, you get charged $25. Like, there's a ton of things that came out of nowhere, right? Like, you literally did sneak some shit in, aside from just the branded content policy. And he also didn't answer that question when he was just directly asked, why are you doing that whole hoopla with simulcasting? So, not amazing, but there was an attempt. Jeepers. Thanks, Resub. Maximilian, Lemon, Rizukiel, Sean, Draconic, Christian, Mediocre, Mucus, and the Prime Foodie. I'm playing Street Fighter 6 tonight. Maybe in a little bit. There's still a couple other things I want to go over. Oh my god. I agree simulcasting was snuck in, but simulcasting wasn't really something they allowed until last year. Yeah, and it was a big deal, right? Like, it's a big thing they allowed. And now they snuck in that it's no longer allowed, right? Like, you could have done more to talk about it or let people know it was on its way, instead of just drop it. Like, they still haven't really talked much about it. When he was directly asked during that stream, he kind of deflected on it and still never gave a clear answer. So I don't, like, it's not like they've really done much to explain. We were just watching Dan's stream. That's what I'm talking about. We were just watching the CEO's stream. Ooh, that does sound pretty cool, Jay. That was the CEO of Twitch, Rizukiel. Thanks to the Bits band. The Prime mic. At least he's listening to feedback. That's an improvement. So what I think the improvement is he's at least going live on the platform to try and engage with the feedback. Listening, I think, is a bit of a stretch, considering their tweet is contradicted by their actual terms right now. Something that he himself also recognizes. Like, I don't know if listening is necessarily the right word for it. But him being live on Twitch and interacting, I think, is a step in the right direction. He got cooked. Yeah, I heard Jokic. Wow. Yeah, I heard Jokic went fucking crazy. A fucking triple double, right? 32, 20, 10 or something. Chat was spamming. Thanks, Resub, Mart, Pablo, and the Bits, Aaron, and Jason. Hey, Pluto. I know, true. He's a fucking monster. Yeah, we were talking about the UFO stuff just a little bit ago. They're testing who the community's loyal to. No, I don't think that's. I don't think that was the motive behind the policy change attempt. It really seems just completely off the mark. I don't think there was a whole ton of real thought put into the community when making it. Thanks, the resub hugs. I think the motive was trying to clarify language, but didn't think about the reaction. If we're to, and I'll give the benefit of the doubt, if Dan is being completely honest about what the policy was aiming to target, then they have the absolute worst policy writing team of all time. Because the way the policy reads, even in its terms right now, is it specifies you, referring to the streamer, may not, and then going into like the ads, like burned in video ads, pre-recorded ads, pre-roll, mid-roll, all that. That has nothing to do with like ad networks or anything. There's nothing to tell you that it's only ad networks, right? It's the streamer, which is why it's so frightening as a streamer, because it can apply to you and literally does say you. Thanks, a resub asteroid. Yeah, it's still in the terms right now, which is what Dan said, that they need to rewrite it, and they need to rewrite it ASAP, if that really is what they're targeting, and not individuals or not tournament organizers and all that. Oh, I made a whole video about that, Jotun. Yeah, Overwatch 2 is in shambles. It's fucking tragic. Thanks, resub Jason. And the resub Meggy. Will you stay on Twitch? Like I've said for a while now, I plan on trying other platforms out once I'm able to. I really would like to. I don't think there's any real reason to be exclusive on any platform in general, unless there's like a contract or something that keeps you on one. There's no reason not to just try different content on different platforms. There's just really not. So yeah, when I'm able to, I'm going to try other platforms. Main one being YouTube. I really want to try the Moist Wrestling League live on YouTube. I just think that'd go so hard. Thanks, resub Cr1tikal and Meggy. And resub Andrew. Facebook sucks, man. I'm not. Facebook is like the main platform I would rule out. That one is actual dog shit. That's not even a real streaming platform. I don't know why people even still bring up Facebook Live. That shit is an actual joke. Like an actual stinky joke. Yeah, like the Infinity Stones. True. Thanks, the resub Skyrat and Andrew. Would you consider Rumble? I don't know. Rumble just has a legitimate problem with actual racism being its main export right now. Like the main clips you see from Rumble are racist or hateful, like just actually hateful shit. I wouldn't really want to be at all tangled in that ecosystem. Kick has some real bad actors, but there are real content creators going to Kick because they want to make special stuff, or it's where they went because they want to make a career out of streaming and Twitch just isn't viable at 50-50 or something like that. But there's a lot of degeneracy from Kick as well. I just don't think that's its whole identity yet. Whereas Rumble, that is its whole identity. Oh, Jesus Christ, Rod. Thank you for that big 50 drop, man. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much for that. Now, I do think Rumble recognizes that as a problem, which is why they have Kai, they have Speed, they have Gideon, they have Mizkif. I think they're trying to shift the public perception of what Rumble is, and I think that's just going to take some time. I think that's going to take a while. Like, they're going to have to, like, actively work towards getting rid of that reputation. Thanks, resub Dubsy, Line, and Hentai. Really appreciate that, Rod. How do you feel about Bruce egging Kai to go to Kick? I mean, is that drama or something? I don't think there's anything wrong with that. For example, like, I play a lot of games on the PC. I definitely egg my friends to stop playing on, like, a console to play with me on PC. Like, I don't think that's a big deal. Oh, he was, yeah. I think Kai and Your Rage are at the Heat Nuggets game right now. It was the way he did it that upset people. Oh, was it weird? I don't know. I didn't see it. I don't think there's anything wrong with trying to get your friends to go where you are. But yeah, maybe he was weird about it. I haven't seen the clip. I don't know. Exit tier 1. Slow. And the resub Mare, Green, Stormy, and Man, and Pepper. You're going to make it to a Heat game this series. Brother, I wouldn't go to Miami for anything. Actually nothing. I fucking hate Miami. Love the Heat, but I hate Miami. I think that city is absolutely miserable. He's the bit zooted. And the resub fascinated. What do you think of streaming on YouTube? I think it's got a real chance. I don't know why they're so slow to work on the obvious problems. Chat functionality, discoverability. Well, I guess they are trying. Well, I'll give credit where credit's due. They're trying with shorts to improve discoverability for live streams. But even still, the fucking way that you're supposed to find streams on YouTube is dog shit. Like, I don't know why they're not targeting the very obvious things. But at least they're making strides. I think they're too busy fighting the shorts battle versus TikTok. Yeah, I think they're just way too focused on that for some reason. When right now they do have a golden opportunity to really start trying to get a foothold on streaming. Even though they have just been steadily growing, they have a really good opportunity, like a timely opportunity to work on streaming in a big way. Thanks to resub Jake, Nova, Jinzo, Parzival, and Animaniac. And the Bits King. How would you improve discoverability on YouTube? The number one thing I would start with is I wouldn't hide the streaming tab. If you go on YouTube's homepage right now, have you ever seen the place to go to find streams? Have you? Because I haven't. You have to jump through hoops just to get there. So that is the number one thing. Like, you could even make it super simple. You go to youtube.com, in the top left where it used to say YouTube broadcast yourself, you could just take that YouTube, and then you could have the like a thing right next to it where it's live. And you could just click one or the other. It's so easy. Like that is the most like bare bones attempt they could make. Just actually anything else. Anything besides what they currently have. Finding live streams on YouTube is like finding a speakeasy. Like it's some Prohibition era bar hidden behind a bookcase in a library. It's so fucking accurate. It really is. It is so difficult to find that shit. Now, I will say, I think YouTube does a good job with the stream VODs. I like that they added a whole tab for it. That makes it a lot simpler, so that way it's not on like the videos tab so people don't get confused. You just click the live tab to see the streams. That was a step in the right direction, but there's no fucking discoverability. At all. Thanks the resub Delicious and Reinzer and Iki. It's the third option in YouTube. Yeah, it's the little tab, right? On the far left sidebar where no one goes, it's a barren wasteland. Here. This is my homepage. So you're talking about this, right? Who the fuck goes here? Like, actually nobody. In the bottom left? Under Explore? Is it under Explore? Oh, it is under Explore too. I maybe people use Explore, that I don't know. The only thing I ever used to use Explore for was to check trending to see what kind of cringe was popping off on the site. Otherwise, I've never touched it. I don't know, it was pretty cute, Sapphire. Thanks to Resub Harley and JDM. Who knows, Geo? Oh, I love Street Fighter 6. I'll definitely be playing more. I don't know if I'll be playing more tonight. I might do some Diablo grinding a bit later, but we'll see. I haven't planned out the night besides a couple of things that I wanted to talk about, like the Twitch stuff and everything. Thanks to Resub Namiverse and Kona. Give me 2 seconds, I need to tinkle real quick. Alright, I'm back. Thanks to the resub. Soy. You watched any of the Tears of the Kingdom speedruns? Yes, I've been trying to keep up. Wait until it gets a little better, a little wackier with tech. That's sweet. Well, thanks, Magic. Glad you're enjoying it. Thanks to the resub, Gunny. Will you be watching the Summer Game Fest tomorrow? It starts at 3, right? So I'll be able to catch the first hour, but then we have Moist Mogul's biggest match yet for Valorant. We're playing M80 in Winners Finals. If we win, we qualify for Ascension. So it's our biggest match, and we'll be watching that at 4. So I can do the first hour for Summer Games Fest. Thanks to the resub. Robot Boy, Gummy, Brex, and C-Dub. Yep, well, they're definitely not the only company, Vanguard. There's plenty that do. Alright, I really want to talk about this. We talked about this on stream like a month ago-ish, maybe a little bit longer. Magic the Gathering's doing a collab with Lord of the Rings, and part of the collab is they're releasing a one-of-one card called the One Ring. And it's a cool looking card. Like, I'm not gonna front. I've got my gripes with Wizards of the Coast, but god damn it, they know how to make some cool looking cards. It's a cool looking card. It's a one of one, and that means they will only ever print one of these things ever. And right now, there is a $1 million bounty if someone pulls this card. But it only lasts until July 17th. That's whoops, didn't mean to click the link. But that's a crucial piece of information here. This is a very short time period to be pulling a one of one. So, what I and many others are speculating is that this whole bounty is a greedy ploy from Dave and Adams to sell as many of these boxes as possible in a short time frame, because the likelihood that you pull the one of one within like 3 weeks of the cards coming out is so fucking unlikely. It is so unlikely. It'll probably be a couple of months before that card is pulled. And since they're only doing it for 3 weeks and it expires on July 17th, they probably don't actually plan on paying out $1 million. So it's basically seeming like almost a scam. Like, all right, buy our inventory quickly because you might win $1 million, because they're selling boxes. Like, here, look, you can grab a box from their website right here. They're posting it right there, right under it. So it seems like it's mainly to drive a ton of interest right off rip to buy boxes from them under the expectation that you have a chance at this card, which obviously the odds are astronomical, but also the time frame is damn near impossible. I would eat my fucking shoe if this card is pulled within the first 3 weeks of launch. That would be a huge blunder from Wizards if this card is pulled that quickly. I just think it's super unlikely. So it really just seems like they tried to choose a crazy number, $1 million, to drum up hype instantly, sell a ton of boxes, and then not have to pay out the bounty because it's past the expiration date when it's eventually pulled. Didn't Post Malone say he was buying the card for $1 million? Did Post say that? I didn't see him make a statement like that. This is the only thing I've seen for a bounty on the cards so far. Time to clip it. No, I swear to God, I think there is a 0% chance this card gets pulled within the first month. If it does, then Wizards of the Coast really fucked up. Like, they really fucked up. What if they already pulled the card and now nobody... What if they already pulled the card and knows nobody else can get it, so they put this bounty out to sell more boxes? 5 head. That is Galaxy Brain. That is very Galaxy Brain. Here's my speculation here. I'm getting real conspiratorial. I think Wizards of the Coast is a company that has shown time and time again they're not afraid to get a little swampy. They're not afraid to do some scummy shit. I would imagine they will seed the card. They're not going to just blindly ship this card out in a random box for fucking Old Pop Wiggleberry and Bumblefuck Nowhere to pull and never speak about online. The whole point of the card is someone will pull it and it will be huge PR when it's pulled. There'll be articles written about it. There'll be interviews with the guy who pulled it. There'll be tons of media press around it. And I think Wizards knows that. I don't think they would let some random guy who pulled it, like, just squat on it. Like, because there's a chance that some guy could pull this card, not know what it is, and just put it in his binder, never to be seen again. And then Wizards gets nothing out of it. So I really think there's going to be some foul play. I think when this card is pulled, it's going to be by either a YouTuber, a streamer, or someone deep in the community already. I don't think it's going to be just some random nobody. I know it's not legal to do that. That is very much illegal. But how would you ever prove it? How would you prove it? Thanks the resub. Give up malls in Sheffy. True, and if you do prove it, they'll call the Pinkertons. Yeah, exactly. Who's gonna investigate them? Wizards of the Coast just fucking sicked the Pinkertons on a YouTuber who accidentally got boxes 2 weeks early. You think they're gonna let someone investigating their One Ring shenanigans get away? No shot. Good point, yeah. Get ready for the fucking Pinkertons if you try and open some kind of investigation. Thanks, Research. Sketchy, chill, rude, and MLG. %100 Vanguard, yeah. Thanks, Resub Doink. I don't think Wizards will allow any possibility of just some random fucking goblin pulling this card that doesn't understand the significance of it. They need whoever pulls it to talk about it. They need media around it. Otherwise, this whole thing was worthless for them. Or actually, maybe not. Because if it never gets publicized that it was pulled, people will probably just endlessly buy the boxes. So maybe I'm wrong. They never made the card 1000 IQ. Yeah, it's all just fake. Oh, Danny had a banger idea. Like, I'm not gonna lie, you know how much I love trading cards. Like, and this is cool in theory if it wasn't Wizards. I just really don't like Wizards with what they've been doing recently. Like all the shit they've pulled against the community with D&D and all of that. And even like the 30th anniversary Magic stuff. But I won't lie, this got me tingling. And Danny had a banger idea. Like if we pulled the card, we'd like hold it for ransom, like way over $1 million. Like taking a flame to it. Like if you don't pay up, it gets burned. Come on, nerds. $1 million to save the card, not enough. Or do a subathon where like the flame is constantly, the card is constantly inching closer to a furnace, and every sub pushes the card a little bit away from the furnace to save it. So it's just always down this conveyor belt of destruction unless subs save it. This is some crazy evil shit. Things a bit sketchy. And the resub Green, Ignarius, and Yukiwi. As a card shop employee, I can assure you this will be found within days. Sports cards are popular in my shop, and a $100,000 bounty was recently claimed by an 11-year-old kid in a small town in Ohio near me. I'd be willing to guarantee something similar is bound to happen with the Magic card. I don't know, man. I know sports cards aren't too dissimilar. I totally get that. But this is Wizards we're talking about. I just don't think they would let this card be found that quickly. I really don't. He's a tier 1 Vanguard. I just really don't think David Adams actually plans on paying this $1 million bounty, because I really don't see a world where it gets pulled within 3 weeks of launch. I could be wrong. Like I said, I very much could be wrong. Maybe it does work like sports cards and it gets pulled within the first week. I just don't see it happening. I really don't. Why don't you think it'll be pulled within the first week? Well, think about it. The only reason people are going to be buying these Lord of the Ring boxes, mainly, is to try and get that card. If that card is pulled within the first week, no one is buying another fucking Lord of the Rings box. Well, unless, of course, they planted some fucking crazy cards in there that changed the entire fucking meta, like they did with the Walking Dead collab. You know, like, maybe. But fundamentally, this card gets pulled, set's dead. This set actually has a bunch of bangers. Okay, admittedly, I haven't seen all of the other cards yet. I just feel like there's no shot people will be buying it. At least not the way they were once the card gets pulled. How about that? How about that, then? Thanks to give sub Pink Mist in the resub. Bok Choy and Jocko. Are you gonna go for it? I don't think so. I don't know, man. I just really don't want to be buying Magic cards because of how mad Wizards been making me. I'm still not over all the D&D shit they pulled. Even though I'm not a big D&D guy, I still really respect D&D and enjoyed the campaign that I've done. I just think that kind of shit's unforgivable. And sicking the Pinkertons on the guy who got Magic cards 2 weeks early. I don't know. I can't in good conscience buy that, really. But fuck, I am tempted. Just on that slim astronomical chance that I somehow pull it. The ring calls everyone. Fucking true, man. It actually is just whistling parcel tongue into my ear. There's a resub username Dark Knight and Willamo. Would you wail if Konami did a 1-of-1? For Yu-Gi-Oh, you mean? It would depend on the card entirely. Thanks to the resub. Rara. There's some Clammy. What item did you give Sea-Dog for the charity auction? Am I allowed to say? I don't know if I'm allowed to say. It's one that I think a lot of people will like, though. Not only is it, like, special to me, but it's also just a valuable item in general. But I don't know if I'm allowed to say what it is yet. These are some Star Destroyer. Other creators are saying what it is on Twitter. I haven't seen that. I just saw people, like, hinting at what it could be. Thanks, Risa Broody. I'll just wait. You'll see it during the auction. I think Connor's putting on a really cool charity event. Signed copies of every Godslap issue? No, I didn't want it to turn into self-promo during a fucking charity event. No. Plague Seeker and Godslap are very important to me, but that just seems like I'd be promoting my shit during his charity auction. So no, it's not anything like that. What does the One Ring card actually do in the game? I can't remember. This is a one of one, so it's not going to be used in the game, but there is a One Ring card that is just normal print in the game, and I can't remember what it does. There's some Butters, John, Rudy, and No Hope. There's the Prime Pussy. You ever down to do another D&D campaign? We're actually building an entire D&D set in the back building of our warehouse. We're gonna try and make like a fucking banger campaign. Yeah. With like a real DM, not one of us doing it, but yeah. It seems like so much fun, and I really enjoyed the last time we did it. Shame about the DM, but the actual time had was great. So yeah, we're gonna get pretty serious about it. Thanks, Risa Board Burger. Thanks for the resub whammy. Tier list of AAA gaming apologies. At the end of the year, I'll do a tier list for all the big game publisher apologies, because we're not done. I know there's going to be plenty more for the rest of the year. I have a strong feeling we haven't seen the last of video game publishers apologizing for delivering a broken fucking game. So we'll just wait. But yeah, we'll do that at the end of the year. Thanks for the resub, Ethan. And the anonymous 5 gift subs. Thank you for that. Is D&D game campaign going to be a stream or YouTube video? We'll probably do it for streams. We'll probably stream them. This won't be for a little while, though. We still have to set up the entire back building for it. Why do you have such a hate boner for Starfield? Brother, I don't. I have one critique of Starfield, and it's the gameplay being atrocious. That's it. Everything else I said looks cool. It's not a hate boner. The gameplay actually just does look fucking awful. It looks straight out of 2005. There's literally no impact on the weapons either. Or projectiles. Like, it's actually terrible gameplay. But everything else looks cool. He's a tier 1 Staley in the resub Tootie. That is true. We were gonna maybe do auditions at some point, Jay. So if we do go through with that idea, then absolutely. Thanks, resub. Cr1tikal. You gonna play anything? Yeah, like I said, I'll probably either grind Diablo or do Street Fighter 6. I haven't decided. Right now, I've just been shooting the shit about what's going on between Twitch, Magic, and New York. Well, the whole Northeast. Thanks the resub user. In Mika. Oh, I'm super happy to see everyone loving Street Fighter 6. This is the first time I've seen the whole FGC come together and actually like the same game. Smash players are loving it. Fucking Tekken players are loving it. Like, everyone coming together and liking Street Fighter 6 is so good. That is so great to see. The game, I think, is fantastic. I actually think it's just like the perfect fighting game right now for anyone to get into. So I'm really happy that it's doing so well even at the highest level. Oh, does LTG not like it? Wait, what? LTG doesn't like it? What doesn't he like about it? It's like the perfect blend of everything a fighting game should be. Thanks to resub Yeaton, Unknown, and Zeitgeist. Drive Impact, he despises it. I mean, I get. I mean, he's fine to not like it. I didn't make the fucking game. I just don't see Drive Impact being like a game ruiner or anything. It's just kind of a cool mechanic. I feel like Drive Impact at the highest level is going to be pretty fucking hype. Thanks to Prime Remy and the resub Tits and Deegan. Oh, that's sad to hear, Girth. Thanks to the bits Oron and the resub Colonial. No, it's not an MMO, really, Oren. Or Oron. I don't think that is an intro MMO at all. There was a new trailer for the day before. I just don't believe you. Oh my god. No way. Official trailer and it's 36 seconds long. This is what they could cobble together. I don't want to get DMCA'd with whatever that is. This is an interesting approach. What? Fucking epic trailer. This shows actually nothing. This actually shows nothing. It's not a driving game. It's a zombie shooter. It's a generic fucking zombie shooter. How does this show you that it's the best survival experience of the year? That is so embarrassing. Oh my god. This whole game is so fucking embarrassing. It's crazy. Thanks, Eureka Brain. Thanks, the resub oyster. They were trying the I Am Legend trailer angle. Yeah, but I Am Legend didn't stop after he fucking drifts in a supercar, right? Plus, he's giving a speech as opposed to EDM. Thanks for the bits, Rome. You see the Transformers reviews? Oh no, that comes out tomorrow, doesn't it? Are they good or not? Let's see. 53 on Rotten Tomatoes, 6.5 on IMDb. Not that either of those mean that much to me. I mean, it seems lukewarm, I guess. Exhibits room. Not good, not bad. Alright. That's my least favorite kind of movie, where it's just really average. At least when a movie's shitty, it can be fun shitty, but there's no such thing as, like, fun average. That just makes it forgettable, which makes it feel like a waste of time. Thanks for some Nicolas Cage and MRC. What's your favorite metal band? Deftones. Oh, I don't know how many people care. I've finally been going through the effort of making a YouTube playlist of most of the songs I have on my iPod. It's also for me too, though, so that way I don't have to keep using an iPod. I can just use the YouTube playlist. Thanks, Risa, Bunny, and Pappy. What's the link? How do I bring up a YouTube playlist? Hold on. It's just on this channel, right? So I think you just go here. I think this is it. Yeah, it's just this channel and the playlist on it. So, like on the channel, I think you just go to playlist and it's this. So it's just most of the music for my iPod. I'm still updating it, so I'm only 200 deep. I still have 1,600 songs to go. But like I said, a lot of the music I listen to, you just can't find many places. This is pretty much the official upload of this track, and it has 1.1k views. Like, the shit I listen to is... This is why I don't use Spotify, because I can't find half of it there. But yeah, I've been putting it all on the playlist. How do you link? I don't know how you link a playlist. I don't think you can link a playlist, can you? Here, let me try opening this somewhere and see what it takes me to. Oh no, yeah, it's this. Yeah, you can. Here. Oh, I'm not logged in. Hold on. That should take you there, I think. He's a prime goober. Give me your 3 favorite Linkin Park albums. I only have 2. It's Hybrid Theory and Meteora, and I think they're the 2 best albums ever made. Well, Hybrid Theory I think is the best album ever made. Nothing will ever beat that in my eyes. Thanks to Resub Sinister. Here, I'll change the Nightbot command. For the playlist. Okay. I think that should fix it, or should work. With exclamation point music. Yeah, I think that should be fine. Thanks, Resub Debbie. Do you like Avenged Sevenfold? Only a couple songs. The new Avenged Sevenfold album is an actual 0 out of 10 album. Jesus Christ, what a fucking take. I haven't heard it yet, but goddamn. What the fuck? Thanks for the bits, Dylan. Yeah, song bangs, Dylan. Thanks the resub Oreo. Would you relapse if you played a game of League? No, I think I'm strong enough now where I wouldn't get addicted again. I just don't really feel like hopping into League. There's too much to relearn now. Yeah, the playlist is in alphabetical order. I'm only on the B's for my music right now. But then a couple of them were just songs that I was listening to at the time and wanted to put in there. Because I was already listening to them, so it just made sense. But I'm just going in alphabetical order. What's your favorite Pokemon game? Oh, Leaf Green. What's up with the day before game? Just a scam. I don't know. The game looks like actual dog shit. It actually looks so fucking terrible. Thanks to tier 1 Flabby. And the resub Zinc. And the resub Colt. And the bits Irregular. I feel like we've checked that channel before. And the resub Glock. Yeah, absolutely, Christian. I used to use a camcorder. I don't get how it's a scam if you can't pre-order. I'm just using scam as an all-encompassing term for a game that is actually just not existing and will never exist in the way they advertised it. Oh yeah, we can start looking into the UFO thing though. I forgot, sorry. Is the subreddit still popping off about it? The UFO subreddit? Oh wow, this is getting like some mainstream media coverage, huh? CBC, whatever channel News Nation is. Pentagon denies secret UFO retreat. For those that don't know, I'll briefly lay down the basics here. I haven't looked into it too thoroughly, so I'm not completely knowledgeable yet. There was a high-ranking official, like this guy is real. He is like the real deal, who came forward to claim that there was a recovery of a vehicle not of non-human origin. Like this was an extraterrestrial craft, basically, and that there was a cover-up put in place to try and hide all of the truth, all of that shit. It's not Bob Lazar. Hold on. I think I still have the article up if I go back here. Yeah. What was his name? David Charles Grush. Decorated former combat officer in Afghanistan, veteran of the National Geospatial Intelligence Agency and National Reconnaissance Office. He served as Reconnaissance Office Representative to the Unidentified Aerial Phenomenon Task Force from 2019 to 2021. From late 2021 to July 2022, he was the NGA's co-lead for UAP analysis and its representative to the task force. He is like actually a real person, like with real credibility. From what, at least from what I've gleaned. And this story has, I suppose, started blowing up now because he was doing a bit of whistleblowing about this craft of non-human origin. He said knifed 18 Valkyrie, High Key, and Tier 1 Ruben in the Prime Phoenix. So it is very interesting to see it actually start to catch fire, like in the general sphere of news. What's CBC saying? Canada attends first of its kind UFO briefing at the Pentagon. Man, this sounds like actually science fiction. It featured a US-led briefing to visitors from nations of the Five Eyes Intelligence Sharing Alliance. The Five Eyes. They sound like the villains out of some kind of sci-fi movie. Like a religious cult or something of the cosmos. Thanks to the Prime one shot. So it seems like it's just kind of pulling together to share unidentified aerial phenomenon sightings and information. And they just held their big meeting. And here's about David Grush. Saying the United States has in its possession aircraft of non-human origin, and not just one aircraft, but many. He says the discoveries are numerous, involving everything from wreckage up to intact vehicles, and he says that these items have been collected for decades by the U.S. government, by allies, and by defense contractors. He says this information is being illegally withheld from members of Congress, and he's alerted them as well as the Inspector General for the American Intelligence Community. Authors who reported on his allegations for the science site The Debrief quoted other U.S. officials vouching for Grush's credibility, including Jonathan Gray, an officer in the intelligence community with a top-secret clearance. I would say that this David Grush guy is probably the most credible whistleblower so far when it comes to alien shit. based on everything so far that we've seen. There's a lot of people backing his corner. There's the Prime Foley. Yeah, I don't know, Snake. I just find it so hard to believe that we'd somehow have wreckage. Like, I feel like there's no way an alien civilization that can reach us, first of all, would have to have technology so beyond our comprehension. How the fuck would they reach us and then crash? That'd be the most embarrassing fuck up of all time. Skill issue. I mean, I guess. Legitimately, I guess. They were drunk. Yeah, maybe intergalactic DUI. I really don't know. But, like, again, just reaching us. They would have to be so fucking far above us in the technological tree, we wouldn't even be able to process the technology. How the fuck would they crash when they make it to us? Because there's no way we shot them down. Our weaponry would do nothing to them. Unless they're allergic to lead or something. Like, there's just no shot. Now, what I could see... Now, this might be the claims. Like I said, I haven't read enough. What I could see being a possibility is that the wreckage that they picked up came from, like, a space cruiser that got blasted apart by asteroids or something, and some, like, podunk little part of the aircraft made it to Earth and crashed. That could make some level of sense. Maybe. But I feel like even that's a stretch. Thanks to the Prime Nectar and the Resub Night and the Bits Benadryl Beaches and Mac. Ants probably think car crashes are wild too. Yeah, I guess, but that perspective just doesn't really work when it comes to a planetary level. And we're not ants. I mean, we would be ants to their technology, which is why I don't even think we'd be able to fucking process it. Like, we wouldn't even be able to make sense of it. Thanks to the Resub Herd. Yeah, like a probe or something, like, could be wreckage from that. Like, again, that's the only thing that I think would make sense. Ooh, thank you for the... Holy fuck. The 50 gift subs Fuse. Christ, man. Thank you, Fuse. Goddamn. Appreciate the huge drop. The non-human intelligence phenomenon is... The non-human intelligence phenomenon is real. We are not alone. Retrievals of this kind are not limited to the United States. This is a global phenomenon, and yet a global solution continues to elude us, Gray says in the report. This, to be clear, is not the official United States government line. There's no credible evidence to date of extraterrestrial activity, non-earthly technology, or objects that defy known laws of physics, Kirkpatrick said in a recent testimony before the United States Senate. Additionally, the latest UAP report did not cite any evidence of extraterrestrial technology. It is said that of the 366 recorded sightings, 163 wound up being balloons or balloon-like entities. Man, I am real gassy. Jeepers creepers, the fucking aliens are in my throat. 26 were categorized as unmanned aerial vehicles and 6 were aerospace clutter. However, it said 171 sightings remained unexplained. Thanks, Resub. Tanner, Bora, and Annalisa and Shebe. Well, no. It's important to draw a distinction here. He is legitimately claiming that these are non-human origin. So that is saying that whatever they have is not from this planet. It is not like, it's just a weird weather balloon. He is legitimately making the bold claim that it is not of human origin. Thanks, Resub Ketro. We were already talking about the Apple Vision Pro. I think it's way overpriced. I think it's a cool idea, but I think the $3,500 price point is fucking criminal. I think that's ridiculous. No, no, no. He said non-human. Doesn't that mean dogs could have made them? You might be onto something. You're thinking outside the box. Yeah, I guess it doesn't necessarily mean it had to come from space. Could have just come from a really smart animal on Earth. Yeah, it could be mole people living in the Earth's core or something, yeah. Maybe Pacific Rim level shit. Thanks, Resub Jaybird. But yeah, I guess as of right now, there's no hard evidence from Grush besides like what the Pentagon themselves published from UAPs. It's just Grush is saying that this isn't the whole story. These things are real and they're being withheld from Congress. Let's see what the Pentagon has responded with. The amount of fucking times I click on Fox News, I'm not turning off my goddamn ad block. They have to have seeded the Google front page. Because every time I click on the first source, it's them and it immediately pops up with allow ads on Fox. You got me fucked up. I don't do that for any site. Hold on, let me get a different source. Thanks for the resub, the resub, Tanner. Is this the Pentagon response? No. Who has the Pentagon response? Besides Fox. Oh, here we go. News Nation. No. Oh, yeah, here. Oh, this is an interview with
Ross Coulthart, who is reporting for News Nation on the bombshell whistleblower complaint filed with Congress and the Intelligence Community Inspector General. According to the complaint, in July 2021, Mr. Grush confidentially provided UAP, unidentified aerial phenomena related classified information, to the Department of Defense Inspector
Tier 1, no
General.
name.
At that time, Mr. Grush communicated classified information about the improper withholding and or concealment of classified material from the U.S. Congress by certain IC elements. News Nation has confirmed Grush's credentials, but he says he can't show us the proof of the alien craft for national security reasons.
I hate that excuse. You've already gone public with it. Just fucking whip the whole meat out at this point. What do you mean you can't show us the proof? Son of a bitch. I want to believe. Make me believe. Fuck. That is always so convenient. What do you mean national security reasons? You've already blown the whistle here. Fucking go in with both feet. Damn it. I mean, he would probably be killed, actually, maybe. So he has a legitimate fear. But still, if you have real proof, fucking drop it. You've already done most of the hard stuff here.
In a somewhat frightening revelation, Grush claims the non-human species may not be friendly.
I've been told that there have been attempts to bring down craft, that we've acted offensively against non-human craft.
There have been instances, and there are certain techniques.
Have human beings been hurt or killed by a non-human intelligence?
While I can't get into the specifics because that would reveal certain U.S. classified operations, I was briefed by a few individuals on the program that there were malevolent events like that.
Grush said,
Maybe I am unfamiliar with the code of conduct when it comes to whistleblowing, but isn't the fact that you're here revealing all of this already a breach of that top secret classified information? Why would you not be able to just go whole hog with it? That doesn't make any sense to me. Thanks to the 5 gift subs. Twitch unavailable. And the resub Bat Salami and Tier 1 No Name. Because they'll kill him. Well, why wouldn't they kill him right now? He's already revealed the whole kit and caboodle about these secret operations and like non-human intelligence craft recovery missions and all of that shit. Wouldn't that already be grounds for them to put a target on his back? I don't see why him just getting into the specifics would, like, that'd be the straw that breaks the camel's back. Yeah, no, he's saying he can't show any of the proof because it'd be a national security risk, and he can't talk about any of the missions because they're top secret classified operations. Which this whole fucking thing would be top secret classified information that he's revealing, assuming it's all real. So why wouldn't you just reveal all of it?
Says he has to be careful about providing detail. He shared this letter with us from the Department of Defense giving him permission to do the interview with News Nation. It says the interview questions are approved for public release. However, this approval does not include any photograph, picture, exhibit, caption, or other supplemental material not specifically approved by this office.
So what the fuck? Wait, the DOD is approving? This isn't whistleblowing, then he's a spokesperson. This is the opposite of whistle. This is endorsed information revealing. Wait, what the fuck? I am so lost now. You don't understand classified information, huh? Apparently not. Not if you need permission to reveal classified information. The whole point of revealing classified information is that the powers that be don't like it. Example, Edward Snowden. The dude had to flee. That to me is what I thought a whistleblower always would be. Fucking Edward Snowden. This guy is like if Edward Snowden had written permission from all of the powers that be that he was about to expose. It's like, yeah, actually, you can say these things, but can you not mention these things? Like, that, to me, that's not whistleblowing then at this point. I don't know, this feels so weird.
Concurrence for release does not imply DoD endorsement or factual accuracy of the material. Grush says the United States is not the only country that has encountered non-human intelligence. He says our geopolitical rivals have their own crash retrieval programs.
We're in a competition with their adversaries to understand this, and it's a multi-decade Cold War that has been under our nose for so long, and you know, there is no good way to level the playing field and hold other nation states accountable if they're doing unethical or illicit activity as it relates to this subject. And I think the obtuse secrecy is actually putting us in a very dangerous position where a country might make a breakthrough. Let's say it's an adversary of ours. And it is so destabilizing.
The secrecy is the main reason Grush says he is coming forward. He's concerned Congress is being kept in the dark, and it's a matter of national security.
But he had approval to come forward. It's not really secrecy at that point. And what evidence is he providing to Congress then? Is he providing the evidence to them at least? Thanks to the resub, Ozymandias, Manarelli, Pterodactyl, and the give sub banana. No, we haven't gone over that, Girthy.
This is not a question I had on my bingo card last week. It is not my sweet spot. Although I am a defense appropriator, I am part of classified briefings. This is nothing that has come up.
I saw the report. It sounds fascinating, but if there's anything there, we gotta investigate. Just like we would investigate a foreign country that has a balloon over our sky.
And again, Chairman of the House Oversight Committee, James Comer, says they do intend to have hearings on UFOs, and we just learned the committee confirming that they are in the preliminary
UAPs, brother.
stages of
Unidentified
getting those
aerial
hearings
phenomenon.
together. And regardless of whether you believe David Grush, this really is an emerging area. You know, Congress has been looking to this into the past, and clearly, based on what we've seen today, they're taking this seriously. They want to look into it.
So
this whole thing is, I want to believe badly. But that, like, he didn't provide anything. And he actually had permission from mommy and daddy at the DOD to do it. Like, that's not whistleblowing. I'm going to keep my eye on it. I hope something comes from it. Very much so. I really do. That would be fucking phenomenal. Your dad would be ecstatic. Oh yeah. Well, I mean, so would I. Like, I'd be fucking ecstatic too. I think that's the coolest shit ever. Thanks to resub web. They're prepping the population to be able to handle it. I don't subscribe to that theory. Plus, the population can't even handle Twitter. There's no way we'd be able to handle an alien race being confirmed. No shot. You can't prep us. We just wouldn't be able to handle it at all. It'd be fucking pandemonium no matter what. Look up the new whistleblower protection laws. They have whistleblower protection laws now? Where was that with Edward Snowden? An employer cannot retaliate against you for exercising your rights under the Department of Labor's whistleblowing protection laws. Retaliation includes such actions as firing, laying off, demoting, denying overtime or promotion, or reducing pay or hours. From the U.S. Department of Labor. And these are new? Yeah, it's just for regular jobs, though. Well, yeah. I mean, when it comes to something like revealing aliens, I imagine this whistleblower protection is going to be fucking worthless. Thanks, the resub, Dumpy. Obviously, assassination isn't going to be there because it's illegal. Tell that to Jeffrey Epstein. I mean, he wasn't a whistleblower, though. That wasn't exactly a whistleblower situation. But, I mean, they'll assassinate people. Thanks for the resub, AJ. Yeah, not wrong, Girthy, I guess. You ever heard of the Fermi paradox? Of course I have. Thanks for the resub, dude. You're just denying it because you work with the aliens. I wish. I want all of this to be real. I feel like people just don't want to take my word for it. Like, I really want it all to be real. I think aliens would single-handedly be the best thing that we could ever discover, like, currently. Thanks to the resub, Cessory. And the resub, Wimpy. And coincidence. They won't like us. Not true at all. We'll show them our fucking dank-ass memes and we'll be good friends. I think the aliens would love us. Thanks to the resub, Brown Bear. Different perspectives usually, Christian. Thanks to the bits, Girthy. True, yeah. Has your dad been going nuts over these UFO stories? He hasn't been keeping up with any of the UFO stuff. Like, he didn't even hear about any of the balloons and shit. I had to tell him about that. He has not been keeping his finger on the pulse of alien shit. He's been too busy iRacing and gaming. You heard about the smoke? Yeah, we were talking about all the East Coast, Northeast stuff. Thanks to the resub prod. Hear about the huge strike on Reddit? Oh, about the third-party apps? I still haven't really looked into that. I caught, like, the cliff notes of it. Reddit's charging third-party apps, like, a ridiculous fee or something to exist. Which, obviously, none of the apps can do. Or something. So it basically just takes all of that away. They're charging access to Reddit APIs. Ah, okay. Why are you so burpy? I ate so much at dinner. So I just got a very full tummy. Thoughts on Messi joining Inter Miami? Oh, I just don't really care. I'm happy for him. It's a huge deal for the sport in the country. I mean, it is a huge deal. It's just not a sport that I'm super into, so I don't have like a strong opinion on it. These are some puffs. This is where the greats come to retire. What, Miami? Oh, just the entire MLS. Yeah, how, I'm gonna look it up. I'm curious. How popular is Major League Soccer here? Let's see. Because I never hear about it. The MLS is entering its 28th season, and soccer's popularity in the U.S. is evident from the thousands who play the game, as well as the popularity of Premier League, etc. I just want the numbers. For much of 2022, New York City had a major league champion. Not that you would know much about it. Well, that was rude. I just want the numbers, man. Oh, here we go. Here's some numbers. Where was it? 70,000 seats are sold for the opener in the Rose Bowl. Oh, no, that is just a completely different sport. That's the fucking Rose Bowl. Unless they also have that in soccer. What the fuck, man? Thanks to the bits, Jay. And the resubs Sing, Forza, and Amaroka. Oh, some juicy scoop. Okay. Here's an article from last year saying that it's growing but far from the NFL, MLB, and NBA. I just want numbers, man. That's all. I don't know why it's so fucking hard to find it. Oh, here we go. Early June, a historic deal between Major League Soccer and Apple was announced to emphasize the potential further. Starting next season, every game will be broadcast on Apple TV, so for the next 10 years, it will allow fans around the world to have more access to the league. There will be no local broadcast blackouts, and the deal is worth $250 million per season. Oh, no shot. Wait, is this real? The MLS has surpassed the NHL as the fourth most popular sport in the U.S. It is criminal how underrated hockey is. It's such a good sport to watch. Yeah, so I guess MLS isn't super unheard of. So Messi going to it's only going to increase its popularity further. That's cool. Look up Messi's potential deal. It includes Apple TV royalties or stock. I'm assuming it's less than 400 million though, because he got offered 400 million to go to the Saudi league, right? And that was like a super huge offer. And he chose Inter Miami instead, so I'm guessing he just really wanted to go to Miami. I'm assuming it's less than 400 mil. The last offer was 1.5 billion for 3 years. Well, what do you know? Thanks to resub Toriel and MGP. He wanted to be close to you, Charlie. Hey, Messi's always welcome to come on over to the Moist Warehouse. We can do some cool stuff together. He can teach us how to play soccer. I can teach him how to play basketball. Yeah, I mean, if he wants. There's a resub Gerb in Skyfighter. Imagine having Messi sponsor Moist Esports. Something tells me he wouldn't even be able to with his contract. But I mean, we're open to it if he likes gaming. I'd then have to we'd have to keep it a secret between us that I don't really like soccer that much. So I'd have to pretend that I was like the biggest soccer fan ever. And I'd exclusively refer to the sport as football from now on, out of respect. Thanks to the resub. Alive and Wax. Yeah, we were just going over the UFO whistleblower stuff for like the last like 30, 40 minutes. Thanks, Resub Guns. New Yakuza game being announced tomorrow at Summer Game Fest. Nice. Thanks, Resub Freddy and the Prime Banana. A woman from Canada took a picture of 2 witches eating a deer. I don't believe in witches, but maybe this will change my mind. Thanks a tier 1 boombox. Witches in the dark. CCTV footage captures topless women feeding on deer carcasses. Well, luckily I didn't bring this up on stream. They're topless? Have some respect. Well, you know, if witches did exist, this is probably what they would look like. Wow. Fucking wow. Oh no, I can't show that. Son of a bitch. What's it called? This one's called Scantily Clad Witches Caught Munching on Deer Carcass. I can't actually find the video though, it's only pictures from the video. So maybe it's all a hoax. Maybe it's not actually witches. If you can believe that. Thanks a resub, RJ. Yeah, I'll try the new Assassin's Creed, but I think it's gonna be shit. Yeah, give me 2 seconds. I'm gonna go fill up my water real quick. I'm getting thirsty. Be right back. Thanks for some KPQ, Yuri and Josh. The bits, Kopi and resub Wars. I have no idea, Stoned. I really don't. You hear about the woman who recorded herself shooting random houses while driving by them before posting on Instagram? I saw that video. I didn't know it was a woman that posted it, but yeah, I saw the video. I hope they catch whoever it was. Thanks to Prime Vital and the resub CPAT and Newbie. Thanks to resub Annabelle. Vinland Saga review. It's not over yet. I think there's one more episode, right? Oh, there's 2 more episodes, actually. There's the bitch boombox. It's great, though. I think season 2 is absolutely amazing. Man spends 93 days at the bottom of the Atlantic. Now he's 10 years younger. Yep. Dr. Deep Sea. We were talking about him earlier today, actually. Have you seen the video of a Florida man robbing a store with a box on his head? Nah, I have not seen that. Does he do anything cool, or is he just a wacky little character? You know what I did see, though? I saw Lululemon fired 2 employees who filmed thieves. And then the CEO doubled down saying that it was a violation of their policy, so he had to fire them. That shit was crazy. They did a whole interview about it. So basically what happened is a couple of thieves came into Lululemon and just ripped some clothes off the shelves. And 2 of the employees started filming them. And they followed them outside to, like, film the car, I guess to try and gather evidence of, like, where they, like, you know, what vehicle they were driving to help authorities. And they lost their jobs for it. And the reason given was because it's a violation of their policies because it puts the employees at risk. Which is why the policy is in place. Which is interesting. I've always said when it comes to like a robbery or something as an employee, it's never worth like risking your life to try and protect merchandise or whatever. But that is just a far cry from reasonable here. Like they didn't do anything crazy. They just filmed them to try and help with the authorities. And they were fine. They didn't get attacked for it. They didn't need to lose their job. You could have just said like, hey, just be careful, you know? We appreciate that you went the extra mile to try and help us. But just be careful, that's all. And instead of doing that, they just fired him and then doubled down on it. This is so stupid. But here, this is basically the reasoning. You're dealing with potentially very aggressive and violent people committing these crimes. Retailers have seen employees lose their lives when they've tried to intervene. We have an absolute zero tolerance policy for engaging with guests in a way that could put themselves or others in harm's way, which again, makes sense. You don't want to encourage your employees to be fucking heroes when it comes to somebody going in there to rob it, right? You don't want them to like give their life for their job. That's silly. But the employees were fine. They filmed it. That was it. They got evidence. They didn't need to lose their jobs. It's that simple. Like, it's just that simple. You could have just told them, hey, we're just trying to look out for your safety, so please just don't do that. They could have kept their fucking job. Is the resub rotted? That made me very frustrated. I've been seeing a lot on Twitter that there's this idea that robbery is a victimless crime. And I think that shit is so weird. I don't know why we're reaching that point. Like, you don't want to encourage perpetual thievery. It's so stupid. Like, it should be obvious that you don't want that to keep happening. It's bad for everyone. Not just, like, billion-dollar businesses or whatever, like Lululemon. It's bad for literally everybody. I don't know why that's becoming, like, a legitimate mindset. I think they resub Ginger and Psychedelic. The victim is the company, but the company gets a kickback from the government. That's why everyone thinks it's okay and sees it as free money. That perspective is, like, super stupid. Like, that literally bleeds terminal, online, no real world anything. Because the victim is not just the company. The victim is literally everybody. It's the entire community. Like, actually the whole community. The employees won because it's scary. It's traumatizing to some employees when you get fucking robbed. But even beyond that, it's bad for all of the other shoppers. Maybe stores will just up and leave, which has happened with Targets and stuff because they kept getting robbed. They'll just leave, so then they no longer have that service, though the community doesn't have access to it anymore. And then it just perpetuates more thievery from other businesses that might not be a billion-dollar business like Target, like mom and pop shops that are nearby. Like, you just don't want to keep encouraging that. You don't. It's not. It's just. It should be obvious. It's fucking stupid. Oh no, Target's bottom line. I just gave you an example of why it's not just Target. Like, what do you mean? Thanks for your rolling. Why is this even a discussion? I don't know. Like, I don't... It's one of the 10 Commandments. Don't steal. Like, it's as simple as it gets. Stealing is just not something to be encouraged regardless. It's just like, it's as simple as things get. There's nothing good that comes from it. Thanks to the bits famine. Never thought stealing equals bad would be a hot take. I know, it's fucking crazy. Citing the Bible as a moral authority, high-quality discourse, you're out of your wheelhouse. I can't tell if you're being sarcastic. That is one of the most brain-dead things I've ever read. I'm just making a general statement of how stealing is never good. Like, it's not good. What is your wheelhouse? Just nonsense Twitter arguments in your echo chamber? Stealing bad. I'll say it with my whole chest. Stealing bad. Yet overcharging for items is okay. Actual Twitter moment. Ah. So you like waffles. That means you hate pancakes? Interesting. Thanks, resub Artie. And the resub Rand. And the resub Bagel. Oh, the rent is too damn high. That's an iconic moment in American history. If you're starving, take bread. It doesn't make it immoral. Why do the goalposts keep moving? This is all about Lululemon. If you're starving, steal as much Lululemon as you can. Who's Marie? Oh, from Breaking Bad. They all agree with stealing until their stuff gets stolen. I don't even think it's a matter of agreeing with stealing. I think it's just looking for things to argue about. Example, this is to you, Ozone, since you were very adamant about stealing being a good thing and then I'm stupid for thinking stealing's bad. I go to your house and I steal your packages off your porch. Are you mad at me? Because if so, you're a hypocrite. Target equal one guy. I'm talking about the general concept of just stealing shit for the sake of stealing shit to make money off it. Because it's not just exclusive to Lululemon. You think Lululemon and Target are the only places getting robbed? You think someone that steals from Lululemon is only stealing from Lululemon if they're not getting punished for it? That's moving the goalpost too, though. It's a simple concept. I am saying stealing isn't something defensible. You can make like extraordinary circumstances where it's like, you know, a kid who was dying of starvation stole bread from a food truck or something, right? You can make morally defensible positions for stealing. I'm just talking on a broad scale. There's no reason to encourage stealing. So I was just giving another example. I go to your house, I take your packages. Why are you mad? You didn't answer my question. Are you mad at me if I take your packages, Ozone? Thanks to resub Alisphere. What started this? Oh, just the Lululemon stuff. Because these employees got fired for filming the thieves. They lost their jobs because they filmed the thieves to try and help with the investigation. And there were people saying that, you know, they just shouldn't have filmed the thieves. It's not a big deal. Why they get fired? They cited safety claims, which I've always said you should never, like, put your life on the line to defend the fucking merchandise at your store. That's stupid. But the fact is, they didn't like physically confront them. They just filmed. Just literally gathered evidence to help, and then filmed the car that they ran to, and then got fired. To make like an example out of them, like, we don't accept this. I think that's ridiculous. You could have just told them, don't do it again. It's not worth it. Don't risk it. Instead of just taking their jobs away. These are some Blade and Shuttle. And Gugus. And the 10 gift subs Famine. Thank you, Famine. I'd say do Assassin's Creed Black Flag over Odyssey. I'm not an Assassin's Creed fan, but Black Flag's definitely better than Odyssey. No, like I said, it is risky what they did, but at the end of the day, no one got hurt. They didn't do anything crazy. They just filmed. They didn't need to lose their jobs for it. Just make sure they know, don't do it again. Because next time they try that, maybe the thieves attack them, right? Like, it's not worth risking it. They just didn't need to lose their jobs. That's all I'm saying. Just that simple. You didn't need to take their whole jobs away. Thanks, the resub Toad. And the resub Very. And the resub Duluth and the Prime Jameson. It's a policy violation. They're literally trained not to interfere. And they didn't. All they did was film. I don't really consider that an interference. They just filmed. They didn't get in there and start setting like basketball screens on them or anything. They just filmed. Just gathering more evidence. They didn't do anything that I feel would be even a violation of the no interference policy. But it is risky, so just tell them don't do it again, because maybe next time they try that, they get attacked. But you don't need to punish them you don't need to take away their jobs to punish them. Thanks to give sub calzone. Oh, I know companies don't give a shit about the employees. I'm not stupid. I'm just saying, like, this guy's going on TV trying to make himself seem like some kind of fucking hero. That he did this in order to save their life. Message to all the other employees to never do it no matter what. Yeah, I guess I just don't think it needed to be said that way. Just tell them don't do it again. That would have perfectly got the message across. Like I said, I don't think they interfered. They just filmed. Like, when I think of filming a robbery, I don't really think of them as actively interfering. So I would have felt like there was a teachable moment there to just make it be like, hey, that's still dangerous, don't do it, instead of firing. Thanks to the Prime Cube. You see the video of the owner who followed a thief on a bus and harassed the thief? I did, and that store owner got a lot of shit for it. I don't really remember the video, but yeah, they caught a thief and then followed around harassing the thief. I think it was a woman who stuffed a lot of the clothes in her purse. This was just from like a local business. And then she posted it on like Instagram or something, and everyone was really mad at the store owner. Because once again, like, the mentality's kind of shifted where stealing is apparently excusable. And that was a actual mom and pop shop. That was not a billion-dollar corporation. At least we're talking about the same one. Was it the dollar store? No. I don't think it was a chain. The one I'm thinking of was not a chain, I don't think, because she was the actual business owner. It was her own business, not like a franchisee. Thanks to Prime Loud. And the resub Drof. And the resub Victor and Wolfie. And the resub Emu. Oh, thanks to the bits, Sap. Hope you had a good day. No, Lululemon's a huge company. I don't know how many of you guys know this, and I'm going to double check to make sure it's accurate before I say it. You know, I'm just going to say it and then see if I'm wrong. Andrew told me, and I looked it up at the time, and it said it was right. Lululemon was started because the person who made it doesn't like Asian people and made it as a joke because he said that they couldn't say the name properly and it made him laugh or some shit. So it has like a racist origin or something. I'm going to double check now to see if that's even close to correct. Let's see. So when you look it up, there are articles about it. Let me read one. This is about Lululemon apologizing. Oops. When this is ad block needs to be disabled. Why is every fucking source ad block now? This is from 2022 about Lululemon's founder on how he oh my god, another ad blocker one. Holy shit. Oh my god. Please. Holy shit. Okay, I'll just read the blurb here, since I can't access the whole thing. Uh, Chip Wilson named the brand because he believed that by including an L, Japanese consumers would think of the brand as innately North American and authentic, as there is no L sound in Japanese phonetics. That's from the first one, and that was about like an apology after some racist shit. I can't fucking read it. And then here's another one about the name Lululemon is tied to anti-Asian racism and won't be long before. Can't read the rest because it's ad blocked. And I'm not turning off my ad blocker. Wilson said he chose the name Lululemon because the L sound is not in the Japanese language and said it was, quote, funny to watch them try to say it. That's an older article. That's from 2013. Can I click this one? Maybe this is before the ad block. Oh yeah, this one I can read. Lululemon announced today that its founder and chairman Chip Wilson will be stepping down in the wake of controversy stemming from a television interview last month in which he ranked that brand's yoga pants don't actually work for some women's bodies. Oh wow. And then it talks about the name. Yikes. Thanks for the 5 gift subs, Anonymous. So yeah, I guess that's the actual origin of it, which is fucking crazy. No, yeah, Lululemon is a major brand. Again, it's a fucking multi-billion-dollar brand. Crazy origin story. Jesus. Chip Wilson also said child labor is good. I haven't heard that before. That would be news to me, but he sounds like a not good guy regardless, though. He seems like a bit of an oddball. These are the bits Katano and the resub Ashoto or Ashto. And the resub Nerd Rage. Is Lululemon an East Coast thing? I don't know if it's just an East Coast thing or not. That I have no clue. Is it tier 1 app? Tetra's just playing down there. I don't know. No, I still haven't done the new raid in WoW yet. You going to admit goblins are real and planning something big? Have there been new goblin sightings on Nuke's top 5? I don't know, I haven't been keeping up with goblin news. Or gnomes, for that matter. You hear the next Spider-Verse movie is going to be the last one? The creators confirmed it. It should be. It shouldn't overstay its welcome. I always hate when things go too long in a franchise and then they just kind of like lose the direction. Everything feels super at home and supernatural with the way it flows. I think if it got any longer, it just kind of gets shitty. Thanks, resub Light Moth. Resub Spoon. Oh, there'll definitely be spin-offs. I have no doubt about that. Spider-Verse is way too profitable for them to just leave it at 3 movies. They'll definitely do spin-offs, like little TV shows or something. Thanks, Resub Viking and Cereal. Thanks, Resub Greenfire. You see, Twitter got mad for rating Across the Spider-Verse the same as No Way Home. What was the argument? Should Across the Spider-Verse have been higher or lower than No Way Home? I don't even know what the argument would be. Should have been higher. Well, it would have been. I just really didn't like the cliffhanger ending because I didn't feel like there was ever any like build up or closure, or closure's the wrong word. Build up or climax. Totally fine with cliffhanger endings, but you have to have some kind of payoff at the very end to make the journey worth it. Otherwise, it just feels abrupt, which it did. But it doesn't ruin the movie or anything. I'm not trying to give spoilers. I mean, everyone knows there's a third movie. They publicized it thoroughly. I'm just saying, like, the way that they lead into the next movie is just kind of an abrupt cliffhanger. As opposed to, like, a actual build-up and payoff. You really only get the build-up. Is there some Jaded in Boston? In the Bits Boombox? Yeah. There was a couple people in my theater that also made, like, a giant response to the way the movie ended, like in shock that's actually where it ended. Have you seen the wild Golden Corral fight? The one from last year where there's like chairs and shit being thrown around? Thanks for the spoiler. I don't know how that's a spoiler. I don't know how you would possibly miss any of the discussion about a third movie coming out. I don't know what I'm spoiling. That the movie leads into a sequel? Like, I feel like that's as minor as it can possibly get. What the fuck, dude? I didn't know that. Alright, yeah, okay, alright, maybe. These are the bit cereal. Receive Attack on Coffee. Some people are not online. Brother, the movie was initially called Part 1. Like, I don't know. I don't know what else to say. Like, the actual initial fucking movie name was Part 1. I don't know. I guess I assumed everyone knew there was more coming. Anything Disney touches turn to shit, kind of like King Midas, but with a shitty touch. Brother, Spider-Man's not with Disney. Unless that's the point you're making. Marvel's Disney, yeah, but they don't have the rights to Spider-Man. That's still Sony. Sony kept Spider-Man, right? I'm gonna double check because I'm almost 100% sure. So Sony still produces this, like those Spider-Man movies, like Spider-Verse and all that. I'm pretty sure. It's the resub MCR. And they just lend it to Marvel. And see a breakdown. Jesus, this is a long article. Holy fuck. Oh my god. Alright, I'm not gonna read through all that here. Since acquiring the rights to Spider-Man in '99, Sony's journey with the beloved Spider-Man has been a roller coaster. The initial Sam Raimi trilogy was a roaring success, adorned by fans. Then the reboot with Andrew Garfield. No. I just want to see modern day. Yep, here it's talking about Morbius and Venom, which are both okay. This is Jesus. Oh my god. I was just looking for like a really quick answer. I'm pretty sure it's Sony for those, and they just lend it to Marvel. But all of these articles are so fucking long. I just want the answer like in the first paragraph. But instead I'm getting like fan theories on what Sony could do next. Thanks to Tier 1 Mikey and the Prime Potato. Yeah, produced by Sony. Okay. Oh, here we go. Yep. Sony owns Spider-Man, but in 2015 they reached a deal where they can share film rights, which allows the character to appear in the MCU and still letting Sony have their own rights to make the standalone Spider-Man movies. There we go, finally. A nice, concise, easy breakdown there. So 2015 they split the rights to the films for who can produce it. Oh, I didn't hear anything about that, Jay. That's terrible. Peter David is the one who made Spider-Man 2099? When's the next watch party? Tomorrow. Valorant. Moist Mogul's biggest game yet. We win, we get Ascension. Or we go to Ascension. And then Friday we have Rocket League. So back-to-back Moist Esports days. Moist Moguls tomorrow for Valorant. And then Moist Rocket League on Friday. What time? I think it's 4 p.m. EST. I'll double check, but I think it's 4. So we can only watch the Summer Game Fest for the first hour. You see the Contra-like game in SGF. It's cute that they still make Contra-style games, though. I think that's a fun genre. I used to like Contra. I haven't played a game like that in a long time, though. I don't know if I'd still like it. See the guy who robbed the convenience store with an NES zapper. No, that sounds like a fucking galaxy brain scheme, though. Oh. God, stop getting any more animation aside from the anime opening? Yeah, in the future, for sure. The next animation we have coming out, though, is for Plague Seeker, which should be this month. Do you see Zion get a stripper pregnant and he's paying a porn star to be with him? I'm hearing the wackiest theories about that. I briefly saw the headlines like right before hopping on stream. Apparently he posted like something with a newborn baby, like he has a baby. And then someone else came forward and she was like, "What the fuck is this? You just fucked me. And you thought I wouldn't see this or something." I don't know shit about it. I just saw that headline right before hopping in. I mean, I'll look it up real quick, I guess. Let's see. Porn star Mariah Mills makes bombshell Zion Williamson claim after girlfriend's pregnancy reveal. It wasn't even with a newborn, it was with his pregnant girlfriend. Better pray I'm not pregnant too, because I'm definitely late. I was with you last week in New Orleans and you couldn't tell me you had a random thought pregnant after all I've done for you. I let you fuck me so many times without a condom. Jesus. Yeah, I guess this picture got posted and then she saw it and made that post. I don't know. That's pretty wacky though. Alleged squirter was trending on Twitter because of this. What? Why? Why would alleged squirter be trending? Oh my god. You putting my life in danger, fucking all these hoes raw. I let you spit in my mouth last week when we fucked. You could have told me you had another whore pregnant. How is that gonna work, moving us both to New Orleans? You think I would have found out? Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh my god. That is graphic. Wow. That's... Whoa. So what does squirting have to do with anything? Oh my god, he signed a 5-year rookie max extension worth $213 million and only played 29 games this last season? Damn, he's also fucking the league too. Holy Jesus. He's fucking them raw as well. Thanks a resub, TJ, in the prime. Blish in the resub MCR. How often does he get injured? What do you mean? It's amazing how he keeps conveniently getting injured. How common is it? How persistent is that foot injury? Going to be one of the biggest overhyped draft flops in history. I've only recently been getting back into the NBA, but this is not a name I've heard of before. Let's check the career stats real quick because I'm curious. Has he played a full season yet? Thanks the bits, Bob. He's played 114 games total in his career so far. His stats are pretty good, though. He's averaging 25. Career. He just can't stay healthy. Is the resub Twitch? No, I hadn't heard of him before. I mean, maybe because, like I said, I just recently got back in the NBA and he only played like 29 games. Like he actually played how many minutes? I want to look at how many minutes total. Like I probably have more time playing Street Fighter 6 than he has playing in his entire basketball career, judging by these stats here. Because he has not played many games. So yeah, it's just not a name I've heard of yet. It doesn't give me a full tally for how many minutes he's played. No, like his stats are great. Like averaging 25 careers, that's pretty good. He's a prime sky. And the resub resin. Do you know Wembanyama? Yeah, I do. He's the French phenom, right? Dude's like fucking 7'9", incredible handles, actually pretty athletic with a beautiful shot. Yeah, I am familiar with him. Thanks to the prime Adeka in Yersti. Zion, the guy whose foot went through his shoe, causing Nike stock to drop a few years ago. What? Because his foot went through a shoe? What was the reason? Like, oh, these shoes must be bitch made if his foot just busts through it. Is that what it was? Zion Williamson breaks shoe versus UNC.
Jones's defense on White is going to be a determining factor in this ballgame.
Right now, Luke May starts on Zion Williamson. Barrett misses the three. Offensive rebound.
What? Oh, I thought that was me.
Carolina, an outstanding rebounding team. Duke as well. And actually, Duke, the better offensive rebounding team. Usually that's the North Carolina Tar Heels.
Slipping and injured is Zion Williamson. Back the other way, a layup for Cam
Damn,
Johnson.
man almost did a full split.
And 36 seconds into the game, Zion Williamson is down.
He blew through his shoe.
Yeah.
Look at his look at his left shoe. He blew completely through the shoe, and then he started holding his right knee. I mean, his shoe blew apart.
So the reason the stock dropped is because the shoe blew up like that? Is that why?
I've never seen anything like that. Watch when he plants right here. His foot comes out of his shoe.
Oh, wow.
That's unbelievable.
He broke his shoe with his own foot, but
Holy fuck. The stitching couldn't handle it. Yeah, I guess so. My God. Man fucking blasted it. Spontaneous disassembly. Yeah, that is kind of weird. Like, every single place where stitching would exist just all of a sudden disintegrated at once. He was the most hyped prospect since LeBron. Again, I didn't know that. And that was what led to this foot injury that he keeps dealing with? Is Nike to blame for ruining this man's potential legendary career? Damn, that is so sad. Holy shit. He's just really heavy for his size. I mean, he looks big, but not like, you know, fucking turbo big. How much do you weigh? How much does he weigh? Let's see. Oh, holy shit. 284 pounds. 6'6", 284. Oh my God. Damn. That's like football size. And his vert is 40 inches? Holy. Is the resub Trevi? No, I'm not busting out the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse dance. Please look up his high school highlights. Many people want me to see his high school highlights. Like, I'm assuming they're pretty crazy, considering he's the most hyped prospect since LeBron or whatever. The official senior year mixtape, certified high school legend. I'm going to assume this is a good one to watch. I mean, yeah, this just looks unfair. Like, he just looks way too good for this level. See, like, these are kids. He's playing against kids. He's like a fucking man. Like, these kids are like 15, and Zion Williamson's like 15 going on like 35. Like, what do you even do? He's smurfing for real. No, like, this is like actual IRL smurfing. He is way too good for high school ball. I can see why, like, immediately he'd be a highly scouted prospect. Christ. There's nothing worse than missed potential, man. I still think about Derrick Rose quite a bit. So hopefully his foot injury can magically be healed. Hopefully he finds like a panacea potion or something to fix it. That's wild. Wow, what a thumbnail. Making it look like he killed a man. Is he the same age? Is he the same age as those kids in the video? I would imagine it's a high school highlight, so he would be high school age against high school age people. Lonzo Ball hasn't played for like 2 years with an injury. He might be done. Oh, I actually did read that. Yeah, I saw that pop up the other day. That's not confirmed, though. That was like someone who reportedly is close to Lonzo Ball said he might never play again. Damn. Actually, in this article here, too, they're blaming the shoes. The infamous BBB shoes may be to blame. Crazy how much of an impact shoes could have on the career of an athlete. Thanks to resub Damien and Hurt. It's his own brand. Oh no. Oof, that's not good. That's sad. Oh, it's his father's brand. Oh, that's even... Oh, that actually somehow makes it so much worse. That just makes me feel bad hearing that. Oh, no. Eek. I hope that's not... I hope that's not what caused it. Oh, no. That's so tragic. Oh, what the fuck? Because they're my shoes, I had to debut them. We went so far with it. I'm like, cool, I can get a quarter in, but that's it. We've got to switch them every quarter, and nobody noticed. And by the end of that quarter, they were beat up. How could you sell them, though, knowing that? It's now no longer, like, as sad as I thought. That's, like, downright scummy. It's straight up dangerous. Thanks to the resub Hurt. The Joy-Con drift of basketball shoes. Yeah, I guess so, man. Jesus. Well, hopefully he can play again. Hopefully he gets back out there one day. True, Boombucks. Oh, sweet. Thanks, gaming. Yeah, stay safe up there. Everything going on in the Northeast is a little scary with all that awful shit happening. So, good luck. Wear like a respirator or something if you gotta go outside. I don't know, man. Just stay safe. All right, I'm gonna call it a night. I gotta get up early. All right, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Everyone who subbed, big thanks. Thanks for subbing. Enjoy the emotes. I will see you all tomorrow. Have a great rest of your evening. I'll toss you to... Umbrella.